All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, good evening. Good evening. For some of you, it's good morning. Some of you, very early morning. Thank you for joining us from all across the globe. And we're going to have another huge, well, we already have a huge audience here. So thank you for spending time with us. Again, on Thursday nights, this is our training night, okay? Thursday nights are our training night. Tuesday nights is when we do a presentation of THW Global to share with you THW Global and with your audience, with your newbies, folks that have just joined but don't maybe know what they've really just joined. Maybe people who haven't joined just yet. We do a combo webinar on Tuesday nights to present THW Global 1. And then the second half of that is more of what I like to call a finger paint training. When did we finger paint? When we were in preschool or kindergarten or what have you. That's when we were learning the basics, okay? Now, on Thursday nights for the next few weeks, our focus is going to be on still marketing, okay? But we're going to have our slant towards mobile marketing. We're launching the reverse advertising mobile marketing system. That system is going to promote THW Global, okay? The system or the mobile marketing component is something we've been a part of a beta test for 3 years now, going on 3 years. November, it'll be 3 years. And we absolutely love the system, and I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why we love it on tonight, okay? And we were able to purchase a license. You know, it was a nice investment for us to do so. You don't have to worry about that, but it was a nice investment for us to do so that allows us to customize the system to promote a specific offer. And in our case, what we chose to do was to promote THW Global, primarily because assuming that she is gold, and it certainly looks like she is, all right? And we only have about 21 days or so before we end the soft launch, and we'll see. I don't know if that means that once that timer hits the end of soft launch, if, you know, we're now viewing for money. Obviously, we've been viewing to assist and letting THW Global know that, hey, there's people out here, they're interested, they're watching the content, they're seeing the real commercials, the real ads, not just network marketers, you know, pitching to each other, but ads with national and even some international brands. And so that's very important that we continue to do that, okay? So what we decided to do is when we saw the numbers, I mean, the overwhelming numbers of people that were interested in the THW Global message, we were actually going to link the mobile marketing system to another offer. But when we saw the THW Global message, we saw the response to the message, we said, hold on, pump the brakes here. Let's link this to THW Global. Now, what I want to do is I want to make sure that you start to really understand the power of this mobile marketing system and how it feeds into our long-range objective, which is to assist you, Talia, in developing a long-term, sustainable business with multiple streams of income. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you, I am not the dude that's just going to say only promote THW Global. If you're looking for the dude that when you cut him open, he only bleeds THW Global, that's not me. I'm not that guy. I used to be that guy. I used to be the guy that only promoted one thing, promoted it with vigor, with fervor, and then told my people, hey, you can't chase two rabbits and catch either one of them. The whole idea is, hey, you need to be focused on just one thing. Well before the internet, that was true. Way back in the day when I got into this industry, and there was no internet, there was no email autoresponder, there was no mobile marketing system, there was no way for you to have multiple campaigns. If you were promoting Amway, it was going to be difficult for you to promote Amway and Avon at the same time. It was going to be difficult for you to promote ACN and Total Life Changes at the same time. Online, however, and when you incorporate mobile with that, you can build multiple campaigns, and you don't even have to cross-pollinate, meaning you don't even have to, let's say you've got a team in ABC company. You don't even have to go to your team in ABC company to say, hey, I've got this DEF offer over here. Especially once you learn how to market. I'm the multiple streams of income dude because I know what it's like to only have one stream of income, even a good one. And then something happened that's out of your control, and now that stream goes away. And so I'm the dude, and I've gotten a little heat on some of my YouTube videos because I'm talking about multiple streams of income. Well, I don't care because I'm the one that put that video up, and if somebody doesn't like that, then put up your own videos if all you want to do is talk about THW Global. Hopefully you know by now we're passionate about the THW Global message, but that is in the confines of multiple streams of income. And if anybody has a problem with that, then I'm just not the guy for them, and that's okay. So we want you to develop multiple streams of income across multiple niches, so that ultimately you have the financial freedom and the time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. Now, we've talked about why marketers fail. I've added a fifth one, and I've been talking about this, but I hadn't put this on paper, so I thought I needed to put this on paper. Why do people fail? Well, number one, people don't work on themselves enough. Your business is not THW Global. As passionate as I am about talking about her, she's not your business. Your business is you and your following. Your business is you and your following. Now, you can't control other people. What you can't control the decisions that the management team with THW Global will make, good or bad, right? What you can control is you can control you. So we want to make sure that we're spending time every day working on our most prized asset, which would be ourselves. And listen, I'm not just telling you to do that, and I'm not doing it. I'm doing it myself. So I'm asking you to spend no less than 15 to 30 minutes a day. Today, the video that I watched of someone that really speaks to me was 45 minutes, and boy, I'm soaking it all in. And again, that helps me to be a better me, so that I can be a better leader for you, so I can be a better husband, better father. That all shows up in my business. Lack of a funnel-based system. Lack of a responsive list. We're going to talk about 2 and 3 today. Lack of a funnel-based system. This is why people struggle. Lack of a responsive list, because you're going to see how the reverse advertising system is going to address the lack of the funnel-based system. That's not going to be your issue anymore. Lack of a responsive list, that's not going to be your issue anymore. Lack of compelling offers, where particularly once THW Global is live and people are making money without them having to recruit, without them having to sell, by them simply viewing the content, that is an immensely compelling offer, because we know that most people in marketing struggle because they're not good at recruiting. They're not good at selling. They don't already have a list. They don't know how to develop a list. If they had a list, they wouldn't know how to cultivate that list to make it a responsive list. Now, you're not going to be that person, because you're going to continue to tie into the things that we're sharing, and you're going to leverage the tools and resources that we are either going to be recommending or that we are putting together for you, like the reverse advertising system, so that you have a responsive list. And then ultimately, they lack driving high quality laser targeted traffic to their offer. So what happens is people, they have a new shiny object, that product, that service, that new network marketing company, what have you. Okay. They go to Facebook. And they, let everybody in their Facebook following know. They let everybody in their Twitter following know, LinkedIn, what have you. They might even still do some of the old school methods of picking up the phone or, emailing, obviously emailing their list if they have a list, or doing a blind CC. But at some point, Sophia, you're going to run out of what we call your warm market. Your warm market, if you're newer to marketing, William, would be those that already know you. All right. Those that you already have some type of relationship with. You will never build a large scale internet-based, mobile marketing-based enterprise on your warm market alone. Way back when, before the internet, you could build it on your warm market, because you would start off with your warm market, especially if you had a good relationship and let's say you're a person of influence and what have you, and then maybe those people went to that one market and those people went to that one market because there was no internet at the time, or people weren't saying, hey, I want to build, I don't want to have to go to a meeting. I don't want to have to do three-way phone calls. I want to do it from the privacy of my own home with my computer, now on my tablet, now on my phone, okay? And so what we have to do is we have to understand that the way that marketing is now, Zeke, you know this down there in Panama. Jerry, you know this down in Panama. Hasn't the marketing landscape changed dramatically in just the last 5 years? Not to mention the last 10 years. It's changed dramatically from those of us that used to do the meetings, go to the meetings, do the home parties, and what have you. So what we have to do is we've got to get people to our site, get fresh sets of eyeballs to our site. And the majority of those people that's going to come to our site are going to be people that don't know us. They don't know you. They don't know me. There is no relationship there. This is why having a funnel-based system is so important, so that it is the one that's doing all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, so now let's talk about the reverse advertising system. Let's make sure that you fully understand, Roy, that this is a system that we've been working on, that we're developing so that we can promote the THW Global offer, okay? All right, so I want to make it clear that we're going to use the RAS to promote the THW Global offer. The RAS is not a THW Global system or service, from the standpoint that it's not corporate that's saying, hey guys, utilize the RAS. I've been, since really 2013, I've been in a lot of high-level masterminds with some 7 and a few 8-figure producers. And since that time, one of my mentors, and I speak with him almost on a weekly basis, in many cases multiple times a week, is a systems developer. He's developed systems over the last 18 years, and he would typically develop systems for things that he was promoting in the direct selling or the network marketing space. Now, he primarily has focused in times past on high ticket type items, where the product that people were buying was at $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. I think he had one offer that went up to $50,000. All right. And so he would develop systems because he knew that the average person wasn't good at selling. How do you sell a $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 product or service to someone that you don't even know? All right. And so he developed systems. He's gotten fantastic at it. And every system that he develops to promote a specific offer, I won't say every, because he's probably had a couple duds here or there, but typically those that were leveraging his system, they would go to the top of the leaders boards. They would generate more revenue for that company than any other group, because it was system oriented. It wasn't personality driven. It was system dependent. Now, what we can do with the system is we can infuse personality. All right. So, for instance, if you like my training and my teaching and my presentation style, well, we've infused that into the system, but it's systematic so that it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and you're not having to depend on getting someone to a live webinar or what have you. Now, what I want to do tonight is I want to talk about how the reverse advertising system is going to help cure some of the pains of the reasons that people fail. The lack of a funnel-based system and the lack of a responsive list. What the RAS is going to do, reverse advertising system is going to do, is it's a funnel-based system, but it's going to assist you in building a very responsive list, particularly if you will take what we're going to share tonight to heart. And this won't be the last time we talk about this stuff, okay? This is going to be an ongoing discussion because we're going to be launching this baby probably. I'd like to launch it next week. It may launch next week. It may be the week after that, but it should certainly be before the end of the month. Okay, so let's go to work here, okay? So outside of yourself, your biggest business asset is going to be your list. All right. Outside of you, your biggest asset is going to be your list. It's not your offer. Your offer is vitally important, and you want to have an offer, ultimately offers with an S, that really speak to the pain, the agony, the frustration, Sandra, of your audience. Okay, so the offer is very important. And in our 5 reasons that people fail, the offer comes in at number 4. So we've got to work on ourselves, number 1. Number 2, we need a funnel-based system. Number 3, we need to build a responsive list. The funnel-based system is the catalyst for helping us to build the responsive list. Then we now have offers that we can share with that responsive list. And then once you've got all of those things in place, once you've got a funnel-based system, once you have a list building mechanism, that's when it's all right now for us to go and invest our time and our financial resources to start driving high quality laser traffic to that offer. If you don't have a system in place, then you are probably going to waste money if you do some type of paid marketing campaign. So it's premature to start a paid marketing campaign without having the system in place. That's the reason why I have not spent any advertising money yet to promote THW Global. I've leveraged my existing list, and I have gotten new followers by doing a lot of sweat equity in terms of doing a lot of videos and posting them on YouTube where people tripped over and found my videos and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, once this system launches, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'll be doing some paid marketing, paid advertising to get more people into the system. All right, so I want to give you some of the flow. I won't be able to get to all of the flow tonight because there's a certain part of it I really want to hone in and spend some time with. By the way, tonight's training, we're probably talking 75 to 90 minutes of content. 75 to 90 minutes of content. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be a great answer to my folks that are not techies, and some of the tech stuff kind of scares you. All right. Ultimately, I want you to be able to have a lead capture system where you can develop your own lead capture pages. And even with our mobile marketing system, there will be a part of the system that you can optionally add on down the road. I'm not going to even offer it right away, but down the road where you can develop an unlimited number of mobile-based capture pages. But for just getting out of the gate, everybody who uses the system is going to have a capture page. This is a capture page, okay? When people click onto this button here to watch the video, all right, the video then gets bigger, so it takes up the entire page. Now, we sent in our post today, the second part of that post had one of the videos that will be in the system. We'll ultimately come back and we'll do, a second video and maybe a third video down the road. But we're starting off with one video, and it's about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. All right. And it's designed to get people to opt in. It's designed that once a person comes here and they watch that video, so they watch this video here, it's designed to get them to put in their full name and their cell phone number. So now what you're going to get here is, instead of someone putting in an email address, they're going to put in their cell phone number. You're going to be getting the most intimate lead there is, which is a SMS text messaging lead. Far more intimate than an email. All right? Because with an email lead, we don't really know if that's a real person, meaning, I shouldn't say if it's a real person. We don't know if that's a real email address. How many times have you done this? I did it today. I went to a capture page. I saw a 1 or 2 minute video. It was intriguing. I put abc@def.com. And sure enough, it let me see the other side. All right. So even though I put in the email address, I didn't put in a legitimate one. And I will tell you that when you are doing a campaign where people are putting in email addresses, you're going to have a percentage of folks that don't put in real information. Shannon, that's just part of the game. Or, Wendy, you're going to have people that put in real data, a real email address, but like me, they may have a bunch of email addresses, and they put in an email address, Myrna, that they don't really pay attention to because they just want to see what's on the other side. They're just a tire kicker. Well, Michelle, our system is going to weed out tire kickers. We don't want tire kickers. All right. You don't want to waste your time, your effort, and your energy with tire kickers. All right. And too often, people waste their time in social media, in Facebook, in Twitter, in LinkedIn with tire kickers, people that are there that aren't really serious. So one of the things we want to have with a funnel-based system is we want to have a system that has filters. It does the sorting. It does the sifting. So you're only really communicating with the people that have qualified for your time. Now that sounds arrogant. That sounds a little egotistical, but all you've got to do is start building a team. All you've got to do is start building a list, and you will see that very quickly, if you are not very conscious of it, you can have people wasting your precious time. The system has filters in place so that the only people that you're actually really connecting with have qualified. And the first qualifier is real data. Real data. So a person puts in their name, their cell phone number, they click the Access Now button, and then the system is going to text them a PIN code. They will have to enter in the PIN code to continue. So what they've seen so far is a 1-2 minute video. We don't say THW Global in that video. Why don't we say THW Global in that video? Because one of the mistakes that so many people make when they are wanting to present their offer is they immediately say who the company is behind the offer. When you are on Facebook and you are sending out a link that says abc.thwglobal.com, what you just did is you just advertised the name of the company, abc.thwglobal.com. Now, let's say this person doesn't really know you that well. Maybe they're a Facebook friend, but you're really not connected to them. Let me tell you what will often happen. That person is then going to go to YouTube. That person is then going to go to Google. What's this THW Global thing? And if they go to YouTube, I'm going to tell you what they're going to see. They're going to see Currency 365 all on the front page. He's got 3, 4, 5, and I don't know Currency 365 if you're on the webinar, buddy. I'm so proud of you. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 or 4 videos on the homepage. All right. He's been on the homepage since day one. All right. What they're going to see a few of my videos on the homepage. They're going to see a few of other people's videos on the homepage. So what you just did, when you sent a post out that said, hey, earn up to $25 an hour, click here, abc.thwglobal.com, is you just promoted thwglobal.com. Somebody else who got that then goes to YouTube. And if you're not a YouTuber, they're going to find somebody that resonates with them, their message resonates with them, and they're more likely to maybe join them than to join you. So we want to do away with that so that people ultimately are joining you. That's why our video, all right, and now, Queen, make sure before we end tonight, someone remind me to post that video if you have not seen the video. The video does not say THW Global. It's got the messaging, but it doesn't say THW Global. And I also want you to understand that, yes, 800 and plus thousand folks have registered with THW Global. Some 300 some thousand have taken a demographic survey. When you look at those numbers, you think everybody in the world knows about THW Global. No, they don't. There's 7 billion people in the world. There's 1.6 billion on Facebook alone. All right. Only 800,000 have even heard of it. And I promise you that most of those 800,000 don't even remember it because all they did was they registered for something that was free. And because we weren't viewing right away, because nobody's making money right away, out of sight, out of mind. Okay. So now what's going to happen here is they're going to put in the PIN code to gain access to the rest of the information. So now you're going to know in your back office of the system, when you see somebody's name back there, you know this is a real person with a real cell phone number. That's filter number one. This is a real person with a real cell phone number. That's filter number one. It's a very intimate lead because they've given you something that they probably carry around with them all day long. Probably something that they check not too long after getting up. Probably something they check before they go to bed is that phone. Okay. By the way, if for some reason the system does not immediately send them out a pin, they should, in most cases, they'll get the pin right away. There is an I need help button, and we even tell them that in the video. Hey, if you don't get your pin, there's an I need help button. Click on that. That'll give them the instructions so that they can enter their pin and get into the system. All right, so now the first step, about a 2-minute video, enough to wet their whistle, plenty enough to wet their whistle. What's this thing all about? Okay, to put in their full name and their cell phone number. Some people might just put in the first name, but most people will put in the first name and the last name, okay? They put in the PIN code, and then once they've done that, that gives them access to the first module, all right? So after they have put in their PIN code, there's going to be a module. It's about, I think it's 11 minutes and 30 seconds, all right? There's an 11-minute and 30-second module. We still do not mention the name THW Global in that module, okay? What we do is we talk about, if you've been on our Tuesday night webinars, particularly well, let me tell you, what we talk about are the problems. We talk about the fact that advertising is a huge industry. We talk about the fact that, we thought that Facebook was a social media. It's actually an advertising platform in disguise. And YouTube, we talk a lot about YouTube since really THW Global is modeling after YouTube. We talk about how the elite are making tons of money because of advertising. We talk about the two co-founders of Google who owns YouTube, that collectively they're worth $80 billion. Then we talk about, while the elite are making all this money in advertising, we've got people all across the globe that are struggling financially. So we talk about baby boomers in the U.S. Having to work longer than well into 65, 70, and what have you. We talk about college students not being able to get jobs or underemployed. If you've come to enough of our presentation webinars, you've heard us frame it that way. All right. So at that point, we have not said THW Global yet. We've just let people know there's a lot of money to be made in advertising. You haven't been making it. You help Google, you help YouTube, you help Facebook make all this money. But what about you? What's in it for you? Meanwhile, people are struggling. And if they're not the ones struggling, they know people who are. By the way, let me say this real quickly. I meant to say this at the onset. If you are in the Baton Rouge area, I don't watch a lot of news, but a very dear buddy of mine texted me the other day. He's in the Baton Rouge area, and his son and his daughter, bless their heart, both of them lost their houses. They lost everything. So our thoughts and our prayers go out to those in Baton Rouge. And I'm sure there are other disasters in other parts of the world that I may not be aware of because I try not to watch news too much. But if you're dealing with some hardships in your family, and just know that our thoughts and our prayers are with you and your family. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I want you to see the process. I want you to start to understand the process. Couple-minute video on the front end. They give you good data. It takes them to an 11-minute or so training module. Okay, and it tells them what to expect in 2 additional modules that we have coming up for them, all right? However, before they get to those 2 additional modules, there's another filter that they have. This is an amazing filter. And my mentor, who is the architect of the system, and when he really broke this down to me, what happened with their systems when they implemented this filter, it absolutely, and it actually happened years ago by accident. It wasn't something that he consciously thought of. It was, it just kind of happened by accident. But he saw that the quality of prospects greatly increased. See, one of the things we want to do is we want to quickly identify who are my prospects versus my suspects. There's a lot of suspects out there, Joanne. They will waste your time. And that's, I mean, we talk about your biggest assets is you. Well, that includes your time, especially if you're not full-time in your business. If you're working your business an hour here, 2 hours there, all right, you want a system that's going to sort and sift so you're only really communicating with people that deserve your time. All right, so there's an application process. It's a paid application process, not a lot of money. So it's not a financial decision that people have to make. But what it does is it quickly filters out tire kickers, Jack, from folks that are interested enough to whip out the credit card. And again, it's not a huge fee to apply. So now what you're going to see in our system is you're going to see that person who opted in, and then the system is going to segment that person from the person who just opted in to the person that applied. Now you're going to know that the person that applied is what? A hotter prospect. Okay, now this to me is the goal. This is what we'll probably spend the rest of the webinar talking about. When they apply, they are going to fill out a survey. Now, I'm going to give you some portions of the survey that we have, and then I'm going to show you some surveys as we've been in beta that other folks have filled out. And this is where I want us to be very interactive. Okay, know this, that when they fill out the survey, Joseph, you are going to see their survey. Anyone that comes through your system, let's say you've got the reverse advertising marketing system once it launches, all right? You have people that opt in, people that go through the first module, 11 minutes and some change. That first module says, hey, we've got so much more for you in the second module. In the second module, we're going to show you the platform that's going to show you how to earn up to $25 an hour. That's just to start. And we're going to show you how to scale that to $50 an hour, $100 an hour, $250 an hour, $500 an hour, or even more. And in module number 3, we're going to show you how you could scale that up to 6 or 7 figures, even if heretofore you have been cruddy, you have sucked at marketing or recruiting or selling or what have you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a powerful message. But to get to that message, we're only going to share that information with the folks that qualify. And to see if you qualify to get that information, we have an application process. And to help cover the costs of the application process, the folks that will review your application, there's a small application fee. Pay the small application fee, fill out your application questions, and within 48 business hours, you will have a response from us. Now, what that does is that puts you in posture. By the way, unless you sent this to someone that knows you, they don't even know who you are at this point. So everything is systematized, but that puts you in posture. Now we'll share with you when they opt in a text that you're going to want to send out to them so that they know who you are behind the system, and that the system has designated an advisor to walk. The system has designated me as your advisor to walk you through our platform. So now you come across as the coach. You are the advisor. Okay, you are the advisor. They come through your system. You are the advisor. But now you're emboldened. You've got posture because the system is a postured system. So now they start to fill out the survey. You're going to see the survey answers. All right. Now, this is where I want you to open up your questions box. These first 3 questions here. No, let me back up. One of the things that you're going to learn and get really good at is how to make connections based on the survey. how to make connections, how to build bridges based on the survey. Remember, we said we wanted to build not just a list, we want a responsive list. So when you see someone's survey, what I want you thinking is, how can I connect with this person on an emotional level? Because most people are going to do a buy decision or a join decision, not from a conscious level, but from a subconscious level. Remember, we've talked about the decisions that people make are not based on what they think or do consciously. That was the top of the iceberg, if you remember that training. It's based on the undergirth, which is the subconscious thinking. So we want to be able to make some emotional connections that actually connect from a subconscious level, because people do business with people they like, they respect, and they trust. Okay, so here's what I want you thinking. What is your current business or occupation? They're going to tell you. And I want you to think, how can I connect with them on an emotional level, on a subconscious level? All right. Not necessarily on every question, but ultimately you want to be able to make the connection. How long have you been involved in your current business or occupation? What kind of business experience do you have? I'm going to show you some actual surveys from actual people. I won't show their names. So you'll see how we're going to make these connections in just a few moments. Okay. Now, let me just ask you, why do you think it's important for you to know, put it in your questions box, their current business or occupation? Why is that important? Give me a moment. Someone said mindset, to be able to relate. There you go. So you, someone said, so you know how to pitch them. Good. So you know their pain, how to relate, to get rid of all the scammers. David, I'm telling you, out of all the surveys in our beta, people give you real data. And if they don't give you real data, you're going to deny the application. So they're going to give you real data. Okay. All right. Now, here's some other questions that are here. Do you have an email list? Yes or no? Do you have how many email subscribers do you have? This is a drop-down menu. So it starts off with none, and then it gives a range of like 1 to 499, and then 500 to maybe 2,500. I forget the exact numbers. So you're going to know if they already have an email subscriber list and roughly how big that list is. On average, how much monthly revenue do you generate in your business? Here's a drop-down menu. It's going to say none. It's going to say 0 to 499 a month, 500 to whatever, so it's going to have ranges there. So you're going to already know if this is a person that's struggling in their business, or is this a person that's already having some successes? Might that be important for you? Might that be important? Remember, one of the things we're going to get good at is being able to tap into someone's pain, pour salt on that wound, and then bring them a solution, some healing, some ointment, some salve. How much do you think you've spent on businesses or money-making programs to date? All right. Why might that one be important? If all of a sudden we see someone that has spent $5,000 to $10,000 or even $10,000 and up, but they don't have an email list and they're not making much money, what we know is they've been on the merry-go-round. Now, that could be good and bad. That could be that, they don't stick. Or it could be that they've just, they haven't learned what they needed to learn. And so now if we bring the goods, and you may say, well, I don't know what to bring them. I don't know what to say. Well, that's what the system's all about. Because one part of our system is going to be this, is that those of you that are in the system, we will have a private community inside the system. It's almost like having a Facebook group, but the difference is the reason I haven't set up a Facebook group is because you get all kinds of people in there, and then you get negative folks, and you get people spamming. We decided, we knew that we were going to be launching this. We'd have a private community, and the only people that are in that community are the ones that have our system. And you don't have our system if you haven't gone through a series of steps. So the only people that should be in there making comments or questions or what have you are folks that are legitimately looking to scale, not just looking to make a few dollars watching content, but you want to scale to a 6 or 7 figure business. Right? That's the message that of this system. Hey, if all you want is to make a few $100s or $1,000 viewing content, fantastic. That's great. We love you. All right. This isn't necessarily the system for you. Join the person that got you to the system in THW Global. They'll find out about THW Global as they start to progress through it. But this is for those that really want to build a long-term sustainable business. Okay? All right. And so all of a sudden you start to piece together. Oh, this person has been struggling. They've tried a lot of stuff. All right. So they haven't failed for a lack of trying. They just haven't found the right thing. All right. Oh, I love this one. What are the three biggest challenges in your business? And they're going to tell you the 3 biggest challenges. So in your questions box, just give me one. Don't give me all 3. Give me one. Someone tell me what's one of your biggest challenges in your business. What's one of the biggest challenges in your business? Someone says finding customers, marketing, traffic, overhead, getting leads, traffic, fear, trying to sell, duplication, marketing. All right. So the beautiful part is even before they have progressed to watch the 2 remaining modules, module 1 is designed to get them to fill out the application and go through the survey so that you have this data. Module 2 is only after they have filled out the application and the survey. So now you've got the answers. You already know what their hot buttons are. You know what their biggest challenges are. Once they've done this, then they're going to go to module 2. Module 2 is where we talk about the platform that is going to allow them to earn up to $25 an hour to start. And then we're going to show you how to scale that to $50, then to $100, then $250, then $500, so on and so forth. So this is where we talk about THW Global. This is where we talk about the income side. This is where we talk about building the network, where we talk about the 10-hour pledge. All of that is in module number 2, okay? So you already know what their biggest challenges are. You can start conversing with them via text based on whatever parts of the survey resonates with you, where you feel that you can provide some value. Now, I was talking about the private community. So in the private community, for instance, you may have someone that says, hey, John said that one of his biggest challenges in his business is quality traffic. Well, what's a good answer that I can share with John? Because now if you can come back to John with a good answer, with some value, he's more likely to pay attention to your next text. He's more likely to want to do business with you. All right. And I can tell you what I would say if John said traffic is my biggest challenge. Well, John, you are going to love our system, because once you employ our system, you will find our top traffic sources where all you have to do is buy the traffic. You don't even have to learn about traffic. So John, make sure you watch module 2 and 3 and then get our system. There we go. Somebody says marketing. Somebody said the biggest problem was marketing. John, well, here's the thing. Take anything you hear me say, anything you hear anybody else say that resonates with you, feel free to use it. See, you can come into the private community and you can say, hey, how would you connect with this person? And it's not just going to be me answering. It's going to be other leaders that's going to be in that community saying, hey, this is how I would answer it. Okay? All right. So now this allows you to bring value. And we've given them a plethora of questions to ask so you can find that one or those two things that you can now respond back to them so that you are bringing value to them. Which of these following would have the most positive impact on your business? Check all that apply. Driving high quality traffic, building a list of email text subscribers, converting my traffic into sales. All right. A lot of people are going to answer all of these. Tell us about your goals. How much money do you want to attain? What are some of the things you would do if you were making that desired monthly income? What are a few of your most immediate goals and desires? Now we start to tap into the emotion. We start to tap into the subconscious, not just the conscious stuff, not just the surface stuff, not just the bling bling stuff, but now we can start to make deep emotional connections. We'll show you this in just a few moments, okay? What is the most amount of money you've made in 1 year? Why is that important? Well, if someone says that the most they've made is less than $25,000, and let's say I've got a high ticket offer. Yes, I want them to join THW Global, but remember, we're all about multiple streams of income, right? See, what you're gathering now is data so that you can write this one down, speak the language of your prospect. You want to build a responsive list, speak their language. On this webinar, we have people that their first language is English. So I can speak the language of that prospect in English. And then there are folks that their first language is Spanish. Now, I'm not good at Spanish, but if I could speak Spanish, and if I spoke to them in Spanish, I would be speaking their language. They would better understand. They would better connect. Now, I only use that as an analogy because the more information you have on this person, you can start to speak their language. Instead of it being about, hey, buy my stuff, join me. Now it is, join me because I can help you do this, or I can help you get here, or our system will assist you with this. Nobody wants to be sold, but everybody wants to buy. Nobody wants to be sold, but everybody wants to buy. We want to speak their language. Okay? Tell us about your needs. I've got my own product. I'm an affiliate. I'm a rep for a network marketing company. I require a product to sell. I love this one. Provide a website, a video link so we can review your product. Why is that important? Now you get to see what they are already promoting. Now let's put a couple things together. All right. So they say they're promoting something and they put in a link, and let's say it's a wellness company. It's a network marketing company, right? All right. So it's a wellness company. It's a network marketing company. But earlier they said, I ain't making no money. I don't have a list. But they're promoting a network marketing company. All right, they're promoting a wellness company. All right, now we're not going to foo-foo you on the wellness company. We're not going to crap on the wellness company, but we already know that they're struggling with their wellness company. So now, here's how you can speak the language of the prospect. And you know, once they do this, they're going to go through. They're going to find out about THW Global. They're going to find out about our system and all that other good stuff. Let's say that they have not yet joined you in THW Global, or they've not yet gotten the system. And the system is going to let you know if they have, what step they are. Have they viewed the presentation material? And let's say that it says no, they've not viewed the presentation material. So they did their survey, but life just got in the way, and they haven't viewed the presentation material. After they do the survey, after the survey is approved, all right, then they'll be texted, and hey, your application's approved. Congratulations, you can now go to the next step. And let's say they haven't done the next step. So now here's what we know. We know they're in network marketing. We know what offer that they are promoting. We know in this example they're not making any money. All right? Okay, so now we can say, instead of saying, hey, go through the presentation and join me in THW Global, now we could text this person back and say, go through the presentation, because you're going to find out about the platform that will allow you to make additional money even before you have a list, so that you can help grow your ABC network marketing business. Now, look at what we just did. We did something totally different than all the other marketers out there. Because all the other marketers are saying, join me, join me, join me, join me. And they almost sound desperate. Please join me. Please join me. I need you to join me, please. And what we're saying is we're finding a way to take our offer and turn our offer into salve, into ointment, into some healing. And we didn't say crap on your network marketing company. What we said is, hey, make sure you go through the presentation so you can see how you can generate some additional revenues, even if you don't have a list yet, to help you better promote your network marketing company. By the way, how's your business going? And now what's going to start to happen is now you're bringing down these walls, and they're going to start to like and respect you and begin to trust you. So whether we're talking THW Global or maybe you got something else in terms of an income producing asset that you can share with them. Remember, we're about multiple streams. I'm not the guy that when you cut me, all I'm going to bleed is THW Global. I found out you don't do that. Yes, you will not hear a more passionate person talking about THW Global than yours truly, because I understand the big picture. The big picture is if we can take Joe Average and Sue Average and they can generate a few $100s a month, $1,000 a month. Maybe they have a spouse or they've got children in their household. So now they're maybe generating $2,000 or $3,000 a month, depending on what part of the world they're in. And now they can and now they've got a catalyst. They've got a seed that they can invest back into their business so that they can grow a list and have the tools and have the resources and ultimately be able to develop multiple streams of income. That's the cat I am. That's the multiple streams dude. That's me. Okay. All right. Give me a moment here. So, when someone fills out the survey, go through the survey and look for those connecting points, those points where you can build bridges. Love this one. Choose some additional products, services, and niches. I'm going to probably add advertising to this when I hadn't had a chance to do that. That interests you now or in the future. The whole purpose of this is for you to see what else they are already interested in, because you may already have existing offers to match their interests. So maybe they're interested in cryptocurrencies and you've got a cryptocurrency offer. Or maybe they're interested in some type of trading, forex trading or binary options trading. It doesn't have to be a network marketing opportunity that you may have. In many cases, for instance, you could go to ClickBank or you could go to JVZoo, and you may find a product or service that would bring value to them based on what they say they are interested in. And in case of, let's say, a ClickBank or JVZoo or what have you, you don't have to join anything and have a monthly subscription that you're having to pay in order to offer them an opportunity or a product or a service that could generate revenue for you. So now you're going to see all the other things that they are already interested in. So now again, when you're making connections, you can speak the language of that prospect. And maybe there's some things they're interested in that don't show up here, and then they'll tell you down here. Okay. How much money are you willing to invest in your as an initial upfront outlay to start or grow your business? All right. Now we know that THW Global is free. At this point, they haven't seen THW Global yet. All right. They haven't gotten to that point. They're in the hey, you need to qualify before we're going to share our good stuff. We're not just giving this good stuff away. You need to qualify. Okay. All right. So now you're going to know what type of upfront outlay they're comfortable with. Why? Because you may have other products, services, income opportunities. If you see somebody saying they're comfortable with $5,000 and you've got a high ticket offer, well, cha-ching. If you've got a high ticket offer and they say they're only interested or they were only willing to invest $100 to $299, you probably are not going to be speaking their language, starting to talk to them about a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 offer. Okay, and then this one asks essentially on a monthly basis for everything, the tools you need for advertising, all that. How much can you afford on a monthly basis to basically run your business? Okay, so those are questions they are going to fill out. Now let me show you. How many of you, when you get someone filling out that application, that survey, how many of you feel like, man, I'm going to have a lot of ammunition to be able to connect with this particular prospect? If that's you, put a Y or a yes in the questions box. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. I hope you see that just with this is more than just about THW Global. You will find no bigger advocate of THW Global than yours truly. But I hope you see this is what we mean by a funnel-based system. A funnel is, in a traditional sense, when you go to McDonald's and you order the burger, and then the immediate response is, would you like fries with that? McDonald's makes so much of its money with that question, probably makes them billions of dollars a year. In the internet marketing space, I'm not talking network marketing necessarily. I'm talking about those entrepreneurs that sell coaching, that sell their own products, so on and so forth. Okay, you've seen it if you've bought a ClickBank product, if you bought a JVZoo product, you bought a product, and then while your credit card was still out, they said, would you like fries with that? Meaning there was a one-time offer, or there was some other product related to the product that you just bought, because that internet marketer knows that a percentage, normally about 20 to 30% of the folks that bought product number one are going to buy product number two. And a percentage of those that buy product number two are going to come back and buy product number three. Can you see how leveraging the system will give you a huge competitive advantage in the marketplace? Because you're going to know the people that come through the system that do the application, you're going to know their hot buttons. You're going to know their hot buttons. Okay? All right. Now let me show you. Look at my time. Okay, we're doing good. All right, I'm going to show you some surveys. Now remember, I've been in beta tests with this system for almost 3 years. Okay, so some of these go way back. Give me a moment. Why is that not happening? There we go. Okay, so some of these go way back, and what we've done with the system is we've been able now to develop our own survey. So this was the survey that the system had before that we purchased a license to be able to customize things. What you just saw a few moments ago were some of the questions that we've customized for our offer. All right, so here is you won't see anybody's name. So what is your current occupation? This person says they are a bartender, banquet server, internet marketer. Yes, I have multiple jobs for now. All right. Now, if you've ever been a bartender, if you've ever been a banquet server, there's a connection point there. All right. Internet marketer. Obviously, if you're an internet marketer, there's a connection point there. What kind of business experience do you have? They say network marketing and internet marketing. All right. That for most of us, that's going to be a connection point there. What's your strongest skill set? He says, I'm a great listener, great customer service skills, getting into action, following a system. I like that already, because everything that we're doing here is based on what? A system. What are you better with? He says marketing. What other types of businesses have you done in the past? eBay auction business. Now, some of you might be promoting a an eBay, Amazon auction system. There is a phenomenal offer out there that teaches people how to build an eBay business or how to build an Amazon business that could be a connection point. And there are probably in ClickBank, perhaps even JVZoo, there are probably even products that you can be an affiliate of where you don't necessarily have to purchase or be in a network marketing company necessarily that talk about eBay or Shopify or what have you, that you could say, hey, I see that you are in an eBay business. This might be something that would appeal to you. And then send them the link, okay? It may appeal to them, it may not. But see, they're in your list. And since it's your list, you can talk to them about anything you want to talk to them about. All right, how much do you think you spent on business money-making programs to date? $10,000 to $50,000. All right, so what this is telling us is that this is a person who's not afraid to invest in a new venture. How much do you think you've spent on education in your lifetime? They said $5,000 to $10,000. They spent a lot more money on money-making businesses than they have in education. How much do you think you've spent on advertising? They say $5,000 to $10,000. So it's good they've spent some money in advertising, but there is a little disconnect because they've spent a lot more money chasing the deal, chasing the offer, than they have advertising the offer to build their list. So chances are, now this back here with this particular survey, it didn't ask how big their list was or what have you, but I would venture to say that this person, relative to the money they're telling me they've spent on money-making programs, they haven't spent near enough in advertising those money-making programs, and so they're probably having some challenges, all right? Now, you may not know that right away, but these are the types of things you're going to start to pick up when people do the surveys, and especially if you're taking advantage of our private community and asking these types of questions. And again, it won't just be me answering. There'll be other folks there to assist you as well. All right, top things you don't like about your career or business now. Now look at this. I don't like having to work multiple jobs just to get by. So what do we know? They're working multiple jobs. Up here they told us they were working multiple jobs. Yes, I have multiple jobs. All right, why do they have multiple jobs? Because they're trying to get by. Now, we know that they don't know, at this point, they don't know THW Global just yet. That's going to be the next step. The next module is going to talk about THW Global, all right? So what we're going to do is say, hey, make sure, hey, I see that you're working multiple jobs. Make sure you watch the next module. It's going to show you how you could ultimately replace one of those other jobs, all right? That's the type of connections you're going to be able to make. He says, I don't like the lack of time and money freedom. I don't like being around low energy, negative people. I don't like being around drunks. He's a bartender, all right? So he's around a lot of drunks. I don't like trading time for dollars. I don't like that I'm not a full-time internet marketer yet. Look at what we know he doesn't like. Look at his pain. Do you see his pain? Do you see his pain? You see his frustration. Now we can bring some salve. We can bring some ointment, okay? What do you like? He says, I like getting tips. I like meeting girls at the bar. So this is probably somebody who's not married, right? Maybe even a younger dude, okay? I like meeting occasional. Now, I know you don't know the name. I saw the name, so I know it's a dude, okay? I like meeting occasional high-quality person that stops by the bar. I love working online. So here's a person that loves the internet, wants to get away from their job, all right, from multiple jobs. They love working online. They love the internet. They love the craft and science of marketing. Yet we probably know that they're not quite good at it yet. Why? Because they're still working 2 jobs or 3 jobs or what have you. And because right here, they've spent a lot more business on money-making program, on trying to find money-making programs than they have in advertising a good money-making program. So they probably haven't figured it out yet. And so this is where you can come to play. Well, how do I come to play? I don't know what to say. But do we not send out enough quality content that you could send out a link? Sure we do. And we do it all by design. And notice you still haven't heard me mention my name on not one of those videos I send out, so that you can leverage it and you can bring value to your audience. Okay? All right, I'm going to go through a few of these others, but I want you to see some things here, okay? What income level per month are you looking to attain? All right? This dude wants to make some money. So now, when I see someone saying, I want to make this kind of money, when I see someone saying, I hate my job, I don't like this, I don't like this, I love this, I love that, now we can give him the steps. Based on what you said, you want to get rid of one of your jobs and you want to really master marketing. Well, make sure you go to the next step and view the presentation. And then that's where they're going to find out about THW Global. And that's going to tell them to go to the next step, which is the third module, is our system and how they gel together, how they connect together, and why you want THW Global and our system, and why you want our system and THW Global. Okay? Well, what if somebody gets into my system, because we didn't talk about THW Global on the front end, and they're already in THW Global? Well, okay. Well, then they get the system from you. And remember, that's going to generate another revenue stream anyway. You didn't do any cross recruiting or anything like that, because our marketing system is not a network marketing company, but it does have a very powerful income stream. If you just did some blanket advertisement and somebody saw your advertisement and they opted into the system and they said, oh, I'm already in THW Global, but they like the system and they want to get the system from you, so be it. You're not out there telling people, hey, don't get the system from that guy, get it from me. They opted in because of maybe some type of advertising that you did. All right. That's not dissimilar than if they got an email autoresponder from somebody. All right. Those are tools. Those are resources. It just so happens that our tools and resources, the reverse advertising system, has a huge income opportunity all on its own. Okay. All right. So I want you to see how you can start building some connection points. Give me a moment. They talk, what are some things you would do if you were making that kind of money right now? They tell us they would be looking for passive income opportunities. They would like investment properties. They would start a storage business empire. They would travel. Maybe you've got a travel business. Maybe you've got a travel offer. So here they're telling you they would like to travel. They'd update their wardrobe, so on and so forth. What are a few of your most immediate goals? Regain control over my life by getting rid of my jobs when my earnings reach $5,000 a month. So now we already know. So we know that their target is, man, once I get to $5,000 a month, then I can get rid of a job. So now, why is that important? Make sure you go through the presentation so that you can see how you can generate at least $5,000 a month. So if you see that this person has done a survey, but they haven't done the presentation, which is now the next module, you can go back to the survey and say, okay, they want to make $5,000. Hey, make sure you take time to go through the presentation so you can see how you can generate at least $5,000 a month so you can get rid of one of your jobs. You see how that's connecting? You see, this is how you're going to build a responsive list, because you're speaking the language of the prospect. Now, I want you to see something here. I want you to see something. This blew me away when I saw this. What's your greatest accomplishment? Surviving on my own since I was 17. I can't fathom that. I've got great parents still alive. I can't fathom that. Not having parental support at 17. What's your greatest lesson you've learned? Self-control. How would you rate your life so far? Look at what they say. Exciting, challenging. I've been through hell. Literally from being adopted and abused as a kid to having life feel like heaven when I learned how to do deep meditation and change my life. You are not going to get that response with email marketing. And I love email marketing. I love email marketing. You know what? if all you did, man, if this right now, I got chills, seeing how this person is transforming their life, all right? Seeing how they're transforming their life. If I just sent a text to this person saying, I just saw how you are overcoming being adopted and having been abused, that just really resonated with me. That really inspired me. Thank you for sharing that in your application. Now, that's heartfelt, what I just said. But how do you think that's going to connect with this person? How do you think that's going to connect with? Remember, people don't make decisions consciously. They make decisions based on subconscious programming. Look at, with this one application, look at all of the connection points you have. Look at all of the connection points that you have to be able to connect with this one person. Let me stop there for just a moment. Who sees the power of this system? And what we will do in the private community, I'm going to be in that community 5 to 6 days a week. I won't be there every day. I'll take a day off to relax, but I'm going to be in there 5 to 6 days a week. We're going to have other folks. Those of you, I want you contributing in that community, okay? So if somebody has a question and you have an answer, or you've got a perspective, then go on and give your perspective, all right? That's the purpose of the community. It's not a one, you hear my voice right now, but in that community, I want you to shine. Those of you that have things that you can share, some training, some inspiration, we're not going to be spamming in there. We're not going to be saying, hey, join me in this and join me. That's not the purpose of that. All right. The purpose is to help all of us build a long-term sustainable business. And part of that means that we've got to learn how to connect. All right. So somebody might say, hey, this is what someone just posted. Give me an idea of how you would respond. Maybe some type of connection or building a bridge. Or maybe it's somebody who says, hey, someone just said this in their, don't say their name, obviously. Someone just said this in their survey, and here was my response, or here's how I connected back to them. Okay? All right, let's go through another couple. I'll do these quicker. All right, what's your current occupation? Music teacher for a high school. See, some of you are teachers. Or some of you are musically inclined. There's a connection point, all right? What kind of business experience do you have? They said, I don't have much business experience. All right, so I already know when this person tells me I don't have a lot of business experience that, I may not be talking to them right now about a $10,000 high ticket offer, all right? What's your strongest skill set? Being able to follow directions, like that. What are you better at? They said marketing. What other type of businesses have you done? MLM and network marketing, eBay auction business. So maybe they were saying they don't have traditional business experience. Not sure, okay? How much do you think you have spent on businesses money-making programs to date? $1,000 to $5,000. How much have you spent on education? A lot more spent on education. And they have spent some money on advertising. Well, I want to see that. That's good to see. Top things you don't like about your career: administration. Top things you do like about your career: the students. So we have a teacher who has a love for the students. Give me a moment. What seems to be the three things that keep repeating themselves? The need for God, the need for investing, the need for education. Now, this won't be for everybody. But if you are a person of faith and someone shows that they're a person of faith, all right, that might be a connection point. That may very well be a connection point. Now, I'm not saying, obviously, if you're not a person of faith, don't fake it, all right? You want to be authentic and you want to be genuine. But what you're looking for in the survey is, how can I connect? How can I connect on a deeper level than just join me? How can I connect on a deeper level than just buy from me? Because if I can connect on a deeper level and really tap into some emotion from a subconscious standpoint, this person is going to like me, respect me, and trust me. And whether they do business with me today or tomorrow, if we continue this conversation, we continue this connection, because they aren't connecting like that with anybody else in the marketplace. They're having a lot of people in the marketplace yelling at them, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, join me, join me, join me. But you've got to remember this, even though we're in a high-tech world, we are still human beings. So when we start to infuse high-tech with high-touch, it will put you at a decided competitive advantage. What income level are you looking for? $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Okay, so this person, they told me that they haven't had a lot of business experience. They're not looking to make $100,000 a month. So I'm not going to send them a text that says, hey, come and learn, discover how you can make $20,000, $30,000 a month. Yes, our presentation is going to ultimately say, hey, we can help you scale to that point, but maybe they're not there just yet. All right. And so what we're doing is we're getting a feel for this particular prospect. Okay. What are the things you would do if you were making that money right now? They said they would invest more in tax lien certificates. So it sounds like we've got an investor here. What are a few of the most immediate goals? They say they want to own at least $50, or maybe that's $50,000 in tax liens. I'm not sure exactly what that means there. Get their trading account. So it sounds like they're in the trading niche. All right. Once again, there are a lot of products and services out there through ClickBank and through JVZoo that may be in that niche that might appeal to them. There's even a couple network marketing companies that have trading as a part of their products and services or what have you. What's your greatest accomplishment? They talk about trading, so trading must be really important to them. Give us a moment. They would love to travel. Give me a moment. They don't have a product right now to sell, so they're saying, hey, I need a product to sell. So right now, they don't have a network marketing opportunity, although we know they're not adverse to network marketing, because they said up here earlier that amongst the other businesses, they've done MLM, network marketing, eBay auction business. All right, so obviously you've got an offer in THW Global. You may have some other offers as well, okay? They don't have a website to show or anything like that. And then they tell some of the other things that they are interested in. So here's a person that obviously is interested in health and fitness, because not only are they interested in health and fitness, they're interested in organic and natural products. So maybe you've got an offer that would be a health or fitness or organic product or what have you. Maybe maybe you're promoting healthy coffee, all right, as an example. So you might send them and say, hey, by the way, are you a coffee drinker? Yeah. Well, you know what? I saw that you were interested in health and fitness and organic. You might appreciate this healthy coffee product. Here, take a look at it. See if it's something that would float your boat, all right? And you're keeping it very nonchalant. It's almost like you're talking to them like a friend, as opposed to I'm trying to sell you something, as opposed to I'm trying to get you to join something, okay? What other products interest you? Trading systems, all right? So we already see that trading is a big thing for them. Travel and vacations also was something they were interested in. So, it's easy to go out and find some travel offers or what have you, okay? Your typical ideal investment. So right now, this person is not looking, I would not be talking to them about a $5,000 high ticket offer. All right. Because that doesn't appear to be where they are. They are only looking to make $1,000 to $3,000. They're more interested in trading. They are interested in health and fitness and things of that nature. Once again, in our private community, if you're kind of stumped for how do I build a connection, come into the private community and say, hey, help me build a bridge here. All right. And after a while, you're going to get good at it. All right. Like anything else, first time you're seeing it, first time you're hearing it. Okay. But after a while, you're going to get good at it. Let's maybe do one more. All right. What's your current occupation? Retired. Okay. What kind of business experience do you have? Direct sales, network marketing, MLM. What's your strongest skill set? People person. What are you better with? Marketing. What other types of businesses have you done in the past? Interesting. Info marketing. All right. See, for me, I would probably say, hey, I see that you've done some info marketing. Do you have your own product? You have your own coaching program or what have you? All right. Once again, building a connection there. Instead of me just saying, buy my stuff, join me, buy my stuff, we're taking a sincere interest in this particular person. How much do you think you spent on businesses to date? 10,000 to 50,000. So this is the person who's invested in a business, have not put a lot of money out relative to what they say they've invested in business in advertising. So this is probably someone who hasn't made as much money as they should have made in this industry. All right. So our message about driving high quality laser targeted traffic, is going to appeal to this person. Top things you don't like about your career, they say nothing. What they love being their own boss. Give me a moment. They want to make 20 to 30,000 a month. Okay. Hot button. Why? Set up college funds for my children. Okay. So here's an example. The person's filled out the survey, but they haven't gone to the presentation step yet. The system's going to show you. When you log into it, you'll see what step they're on. All right. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do is tell them to go to the next step. All right. I want a connector. Hey, and you would know his name. Let's just say his name is John. Hey, John, I see that you want to set up college funds for your grandchildren. Make sure you go to the next step in our system and watch the presentation so you can see how you can generate, even without marketing, how you can generate an extra few hundred to an extra few thousands of dollars to help set up college fund for your grandchildren. Now you're making a deep-seated connection. You're talking about his seed. You're talking about his seed. Okay. All right. What are a few other most immediate goals? Remodel your home, take long overdue extended working vacation, donate to veteran organizations. Now, see, that leads me to believe that perhaps, maybe, they're a veteran. We know they're retired. All right. Here's a way I can make a connection. I could say, hey, I see you're retired, and I see that you want to make some donations to veterans. Are you a vet? Question mark. They text me back. Yeah, I served here. I served there. Oh, thank you for your service. Now, what info product owner who's selling on webinars, what email marketer who's simply sending out a link for people to buy or join or watch this sales video, who's asking that question? Nobody's asking him that question. Nobody is saying, hey, I appreciate your service. Nobody's doing that. People do business with people they like, respect, and trust. And the system lets you into their world so that you can build the bridges. Okay? And what's your greatest accomplishment? Wow. Dude says my marriage. You're not going to get a lot of people saying that one. Dude says my marriage. That inspires me right there. Dude says my marriage. Give me a moment. Okay. Now, this one asked, were they a rep for a company? And they said they were, and then they actually put in their web address. When someone does that, go to the web address. All right. So I went to this person's web address, and I saw their offer. It's a high ticket offer. I think it starts off at $2,000, and then there's like a $6,500 product and what have you. I don't know where they are in the product mix, but what that already tells me is that this is not a person who is adverse to investing in their business, because they had to have invested at least $2,000 to be with that particular company as an affiliate. Okay. What's your ideal business investment? $1,000 to $3,000. Well, we know THW Global is free, but we want people investing in the tools and the resources and the traffic and things of that nature. Plus, if you have other opportunities, you've got other offers. All right. Now, you've got somebody who's willing to invest in their business. Okay. So listen, you guys have been fantastic. I mean, I love this stuff. And this is what I saw when I saw this almost 3 years ago. I saw the power of this application process. And I said, oh my gosh, this will allow us to really make connections and build bridges that nobody in marketing is making. People are just saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, or join me, join me, join me. Well, look, let me ask you this question. Why should someone join you in THW Global? Why should they join you? There's 800,000 folks that have registered. There's 300,000 plus folks that have done their survey. You got all these people online, just posting their link. But ask yourself the question, why should they join me? There's all these other people out here. What makes you different? What makes you special? Why should they join you versus joining John or Mary or Susan? This is why you need a funnel-based system, because with our system, it allows you to build a responsive list. So now the reason they're going to want to join you is because you are making a deep-seated connection that goes beneath the surface. It goes beneath the conscious thinking. It goes into the subconscious programming, because you now have the data. You have the information. You know what their hot buttons are. So they would have seen THW Global from a lot of folks, but they didn't join. Now they come into your system and you find one or two or three things to connect with them on. And as they go through the system, they're going to automatically be joining with you anyway. As they go through the system and they join THW Global and they get the system, they're going to be getting the system from you. They're going to be joining you in THW Global. But why then should they listen to anything else you have to talk to them about? Because you are developing and cultivating a responsive list. Now, virtually all of your offers are compelling, not just because of the product or the service, but because who's bringing it to them. Because they see that you care. They see that you're making connections. They don't just look at you now as just some other marketer who's just trying to make a buck. And believe me, if they've been online for any length of time, they have so wanted to be connected, because we're human beings and we have to be connected. You want to know why I do live webinars, even though I've got the technology to only do where I could just do recorded stuff? Because I like to connect. I like to see Judy come into the webinar, and I like to see Julio and my buddy Ken Moorer and Lillian and Melvin and Morgan and Paulette and Paul, because I have a need, a deep desire to connect. Every single one of us have a deep-seated desire to connect, to be felt important, to be at a boy, at a girl. You are special, and that is what our system will allow you to do. Determine those hot buttons and then connect. Let me show one last thing, and I'm a little bit over my time. We'll get into some optional Q&A. Okay. By the way, this would be the time to go on and start putting in some Q&A. Bear with me. Let me show you one last thing here. Okay, so when you come into the system, all right, and you've got leads, you've got people that have opted in. You're going to be able to text them from the system. It's not going to blow up your cell phone. You're not going to have to text them from your cell phone. You text them from the online portal, all right? And when they text you back, their text is going to come into the online portal. So it's not going to blow your cell phone, at 2 o'clock in the morning or what have you. You just log in to your online portal to see if there are some outstanding texts. So for instance here, the red dot means that this is someone who's responded, or someone who's asked a question, or somebody who's done something and we haven't responded. So you want to respond to these as quickly as possible. I know this person, so we've actually responded. They were just giving me their last response, and I wanted to show you what this is going to look like. So if you see a red dot, that means, I need to see what they want or see what question they have or what have you, okay? Now, what I want you to see here is these green dots are people that either I sent a message to and they responded and I responded back, or somehow there is no needed response from my standpoint. What I want you to see is that the system is going to let you know who has gone through the system and they've done a survey. So for instance, Isaac here, or Jerry, or Michelle, I'm not going to pull up their surveys. If I wanted to send them a message, if I wanted to send them an SMS text, let's say I wanted to invite them to a webinar, or I wanted to invite them to a sales presentation of some sort, or maybe I've seen that they have not progressed to the next step. They haven't joined me in THW Global. They've not gotten a marketing system from me or what have you. All right. And so I want to send them a text, or maybe I want to respond, let's say this was a red dot, to a message from them. What you can do, you see where it says survey? I'm not going to click on it here. You click on survey and it brings up their survey. So now when you are ready to respond to this person, when you're ready to send them an SMS, you can see what those hot buttons are. Because obviously, as you're getting apps coming through, you're not going to remember everybody's hot button. But when you're about to respond to this person, if I'm about to send a text to Isaac, inviting him to a webinar, or maybe I've got a recorded webinar I want him to see to bring him value, okay? I can look at that survey and see my connection points. That's one. Number two, over here where it says notes, when you click on notes, every single message from the first day that Isaac came in the system to the last message that I sent him or he responded back to me, every single text message either sent to him or received from him is logged. So you can see what your conversation has been with Isaac. So you've got the notes, and for those who fill out the survey, you've got the survey so that you can make those connection points. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been amazing. I'm a little bit over. I told you maybe 75 to 90 minutes. I'm a little bit over that, so I'm going to stop now. We'll pick things back up on next week. And if you are here for the very first time and you've never heard of reverse advertising system, again, hopefully you understand that this is a system that we're going to use to promote THW Global. All right, and those who followed us for any length of time, you've heard me say that here was a system that all on its own, we could develop a 6 or 7 figure business if there was no THW Global, which obviously there is a THW Global, and it certainly looks like it's going to be gold, and we're excited about that and what have you. So I'm hoping that just this training helps you understand why this alone could help you develop a 6 or 7 figure business, because it's going to allow you to connect in a way that all these other marketers out there, they're just going to sound like they're making a lot of noise, because they are appealing primarily to the conscious person, not the subconscious person. You'll have the data so that you can make those deep-seated connections. Okay, Queen, what questions do we have?